welcome to Mystic Star Magic. I am so happy that you are here with me. So we're going to find out what's happening with you in this week, my friends. I'm going to go ahead and introduce you to each pile. This is pile 1, this is pile 2, and this is pile 3. So go ahead and take a deep breath in. Close your eyes. Shift around a little bit. Now as you exhale and open your eyes, choose whichever pile draws you to it. Alright, let's do this. Hello my dear friends from Group 1. I am so happy you are here, and welcome to all those who are new and just checking me out, and all of those who have been with me for a while. Okay, so what's happening with you this week? We have the Temperance card already here. That's the patience. And also we have angel influences here. So it's not sort of it's sort of what I'm seeing here is having patience for divine timing. I also see the winter here a lot. So some of you, I feel like, well, it might be, winter if you live in this hemisphere. It's the winter time, so in the northern hemisphere. So we have the winter time here, but it also kind of reminds me of going deep within yourself too. But look, I want you to see this. There is snow there. There's also here, like the sun is coming out, but here, even the time, it has sort of like flames here. And what I'm seeing is that even though it feels like to you that things aren't progressing fast enough, it's sort of like you're going to be surprised how quickly things do happen. So this is a week for you to, I almost want to say, kind of go within yourself. A little hermit moding might be good here, or like taking stock of things, and seeing the progress that you've already made. And because if we tend to only want to celebrate, to really focus out the outcome, but there's little steps along the way that makes, like, each step is like a little victory. And I feel like that's what I'm seeing here for you for this week. Kind of take stock on all the different steps that you've taken, all the little victories you've had along the way, and then you'll see that actually things are progressing a lot faster than you thought. Let's go ahead and put this here right now. That's our patience here. We have this. And then we're going to have, let's look at the tarot. So this is the energy oracle, and this is the Spacious Tarot. So we have the 3 of Cups, we have the 6 of Pentacles, and then we have the Explorer of the Swords. And so Explorer of the Swords to me is the Knight of Swords. So what does that all mean? That means to me that, well, friendship is important this week. Also, like, considering other people is important. But here, like, the 6 of Pentacles is the focus of this reading. So it's sort of like finding this balance of giving and receiving. It's also sort of, I want to say, get out of your head a little bit. And also about, like, sometimes we focus, especially when we're noticing that we don't have something. I feel like these are the empty nests here. So I feel like if we're not noticing that we were lacking something, so our desires are always wanting us to have something. And that's the nature of living. I think we'll always have some sort of desire. And so we're noticing that, like, we haven't gotten the thing that we want. It could be about love. It could be about finances. It could be about the career. It could be so many different things. And we're noticing, we're like, oh my goodness, we don't have this. And so that's sort of being in our head in terms of, like, and only really focusing on ourselves. So what I'm going to say is focus a little bit on others and helping others. When we get out of our own head and when we get out of our own kind of like bubble and go and help others, it's amazing how, well, again, I think things speed up a little bit. And we also focusing on others helps us to realize, hey, look, we actually get to take stock on all the steps. And like, oh, look, we've actually accomplished quite a lot. in this time frame, and you're like, wow, that's pretty awesome. And so that's what I'm going to say to you. Like, get yourself out of your head. Maybe do volunteer work. Maybe, even a simple thing like just giving a smile to somebody. You see somebody going down, just giving them that smile, or complimenting somebody. It's sort of like doing more for others. Does that make sense? And it's not from wanting something in return, but rather from, so it's almost like just naturally just want to spread happiness and joy. And then I feel like this emptiness will be like, whatever you're lacking, you're going to start, first of all, seeing it come into your life, and you're also going to be just grateful. You might also develop new friendships coming along here. I also feel like with this Explorer of Swords, it's sort of like you are needing to take action as well. so like, yes, having patience and everything. But this is interesting because I'm going to say with this, the word explorer, it's sort of like you're going out into the world. And I almost feel like you need that this week, because I think you've been focusing too much on wanting something or trying to get an outcome. And I feel like the universe is saying, like, you're missing out. And with the Explorer of the Swords, it's sort of like if you go and explore, you're going to actually be able to see things amazingly. Like, you're going to find new things. I really, for me, it's sort of like finding new friendships, finding new things that will draw you in, that will make you quite excited about it. So very, very exciting for you this week. Sorry, I'm just like, oh yes, I love this. Okay, see, opportunities are here. Opportunities are coming. And this is my magical sight oracle. So opportunities are coming here. It's almost like a wish fulfillment with that. And then we have the door to knowledge. And then you know what the door to knowledge is coming from? It's really coming from this Explorer of Swords. But it's also coming from getting out of your own head. I feel like I said, sometimes we are so focused on certain outcome or trying to get to this goal that we have, that we kind of forget about everything else and the opportunities that are available to us. And in those opportunities, there's new knowledge, and that might even help us to get to that goal that we want even faster, right? Whatever it is that we're lacking, we want to go faster with it. And see what the love energy for this week is. And this is the Salem Sisters by Beloved Tarot. Life potion, vitality, youth, replenishment. So taking time, again, even with this love energy, it's sort of about like taking that time out to get out of your head and go into life. Life potion. Maybe for some of you, it's actually taking care of yourself. Maybe, like that's like, what are you eating and everything. But for me, it's sort of like, to me, love is kind of like a life potion, right? When you have this sense of love, and it doesn't have to just be romantic, but just when you're just feeling love for others, oh my goodness, you have this vitality, you have like a youthfulness. Have you ever been like with your friends and you just feel like energized, re-energized, like they're having fun, or being like going on a date with your like loved one, and you're just like, oh my goodness, or spending time with your kids or with your relatives, and you're like, oh my goodness, there is a sense of like, when you're with others, there's a sense of fulfillment coming through. And so for those of you who are looking for love, though, I think it's sort of like engaging in activities that you love to do. That gives you, like, that's what I'm going to say. It's like engaging in activities. Because if you ever seen, if you engage in activities that you love to do, there's this shininess to you. There's this joy coming through. And people are very attracted to that. And this is Love You Affirmations. So this is the affirmations for you for this week. And this is by Gifted Soul 777. And you can find definitely my stuff and Beloved Tarot stuff. And Gifted Soul 777 at Etsy, so let's go check that out. I learned to live happy alone. It's okay to have space for in solitude. I'm still and more aware of my surroundings, and I'm able to think more precisely and freely. So spending time, and that's the hermit mode a little bit, spending time by yourself. But like I said, I don't want you to spend all the time by yourself. I want you to go out and give back a little bit, get out of your head a little bit, because I think that's where really the opportunities, the knowledge, that everything comes through, and you're just gonna, and I also just think you're gonna have a lot of fun doing that. All right, so we're gonna put that here, and I'm gonna just say thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for letting me do your reading. I always appreciate, I love doing readings, so thank you for letting me read your cards. I hope that you have a super awesome weekend. Go ahead, and if you haven't thought about it, do consider subscribing. I am now doing like channel content, basically polls, so you get to choose whatever content you want. I'm gonna like list questions, and you can even put some questions in your comments, in that, and let me know what kind of readings you want. And then we pull it, and every week I'm gonna just do that. But I just want, like, I like building community, so I want to build a great community with you, because you're my friends. You may not may not interact all the time, but like friendship is there, energy is there. I like the giving and receiving of energy. That's how friendships always develop. So hopefully you consider subscribing. And yes, we're going to be opening the subscriber giveaway for January soon, so be on the lookout for that. For those of you who are subscribed, thank you so much. I'm sending you a giant hug, my friends, and until I see you in the next one, bye bye, my dear friends. Hello, my friends from group 2. Let's see what's happening with you this week. Oh my goodness, can I just say happy family, yay. So this is reminding me so much of the Four of Wands energy. So there might just be something that you're celebrating. I feel like it's sort of, with the rainbow, it's like after the rain it comes out, and it just, you may be spending time with your family, which is like very exciting, very happy. It's sort of like you're all interconnected. For some of you, I feel like even just spending time with loved ones is sort of like this sense of being here, because it's sort of like also like being happy and being with those you love. It's sort of like healing also for me, for the inner child here. That's what I'm seeing. I feel like there's a healing there, energy there. Overall this is like very much feeling very much healing and just happiness. It's sort of like you don't know what's going to happen, like, but in this moment right now, and I kind of almost want to say just like focusing in that very moment, not worrying about the future, not worrying about the past, like not regretting the past, just being in the moment. So this week is all about being in the moment for you. This is where the joy and happiness comes in, being in the moment. and I really mean that. Don't worry about what's going to happen next, and really don't fret about the past. Just enjoy that moment, each moment, especially when you are, even like when you're by yourself, like enjoy, savor that moment, or when you're with somebody else. So sort of like, I'm gonna give you like a little thing, just like put down the phone, my friends, put down the phone and really savor the energetic connection with others, and even with yourself. I think we sort of like, there's a sense here of being present, and so we tend to not be present anymore because our mind wants to wander. It's sort of just how things are nowadays. But so I'm gonna ask you, and maybe like suggest to you that you, for this week, be in the moment, every moment, every moment you are there, just be present, because there is a sort of happiness there that I think that you haven't been savoring as much, and this is sort of like the little joys of everyday life. That's what I'm gonna say for you, my friend. It's funny because I didn't know that was what it was, but it feels it. And it fills me with the sense of like contentment, and I like that energy a lot for you. Let's see what we have here. We have the Death card. We have the Ten of Cups. Yeah, look at that. And then we have the Lover's energy here. Oh, look at that. So we have an ending, but it's also like a transformation here. I'm going to clarify this one though. And then the Ten of Cups, we already have the happy family. We have it already here. And do you see how, before we even clarify the Death card, sorry, I just want to go. do you see how all these different, like, what you could call like water or liquids, I always call it energy, and how they kind of combine and create this like vortex of happiness, if you will. That's sort of what I'm feeling for you here. But again, it comes from being present. I don't know why I keep saying that, but that's just sort of what I'm seeing here. And then the Lover's energy is coming through here. Like, to me, this is the infinite energy. So an infinite connection here could be with, we could say definitely maybe with somebody, but it also could be, for me, it's sort of like a connection with yourself. It's sort of like connection with your spirit here as well. It's sort of like, yes, an interlocking. Because when we are present in every moment, I think that's when we really connect with our highest self, right? When we're trying to, what I call buffering, or trying to like rush through things, we kind of miss out, like I said, on the everyday joys of life. Let's go ahead and see what the Death card is doing. I'm clarifying with All That Glitters Tarot. And just so you know, this is the Energy Oracle cards, and this is the Spacious Tarot. I'm trying to like remember to tell you what everything is. Let's see, what does this Death card want to tell us? What is this Death card? Judgment coming through. Okay. What is this Lover's card doing here? What is this Lover's card? Oh yeah. Okay. Okay, we have Three of Wands. And this is kind of, and now with the full energy here as well. But what I wanted to say here is actually, like, look at this. You have two major arcana that are on the peripheries, but the center of this reading is the Ten of Cups, and that's your energy. So major arcanas are sort of things that we don't necessarily have, like, it's more like spirit-based. How do I say it? This is the practicality. This is the more ethereal, if you will, energy here. And so what I was looking at this Death card, and I'm going to go with the Judgment, it's sort of like, and it's a little bit of a heavy truth here. It's sort of, and I'm gonna say here. Okay, thank you for phrasing it so it wouldn't be as harsh. Thank you. So what I'm saying here is, to me, the Death card can be representing the past, right? And in the past, past trying to grab onto this beauty, but it's already done and gone. And so if we can enjoy this beauty when it's not, when we have it in the present, rather than trying to grab it later on, it's sort of like, so I guess I'll still say it, it's sort of when we're gone, right? When we're dead, we can't really get to enjoy like the physicality of things, when, you know, like, because we're no longer physical. So enjoy the physicalities now, and I mean that in terms of not just like you know, like actual, like, let's say money or physics, but I mean the physicalities of a connection too, like people being there. And yes, it's like I said, to me it's always an energy exchange. It's sort of like, oh, especially when you're with somebody that you really care about, there's just this beautiful alchemy, I would say. But there's still, like, as a presence being there. So it's sort of like being physically there too, like mentally, physically. It's a connection there. The Judgment card's coming here is saying, are you really done with something in the past, like this death? Are you ready to transform? I almost feel like that's what I'm saying here. Are you ready to transform? And I think you are. You're ready for this transformation. You're ready for the awakening. Something in the past is over. But now you're ready to, I almost feel like, blossom and wake up, and then ready to have this awakening here. I do have this Lover, so it's sort of like a choice here. And it's a beautiful choice, actually, because we have this expansion with the Three of Wands, expansion, long-term success, strategizing. It's sort of like planning, and it's like, it's very similar to group one's message here. So there's a choice, but it's really not necessarily either or. So what I'm trying to see here is that there's a sense of the Fool, which is taking action, right? Just taking that leap of faith. And then we have this planning out So that's sort of like thinking long term, right? That's long-term success, and that's fine. I think there's a sense of playing with both of those two things. And so for those of you who this is definitely like about love, which it makes a lot of sense too. So I'm gonna give you that message. It's sort of like letting go of the things that have happened, and it could be that somebody comes right back in, like there's a reconciliation possible with this judgment, so there's a sense of that. But it also could just be that it's time for you to like go on to something new, because joy and happiness is happening for you. And then the Lover card here is saying, instead of worrying about the future, I mean, yes, you can think about the future, but also enjoying the now. And that's the full energy. I just really feel like the present moment for you here. And that could be with the love coming through here. Let's see what other things are coming through. Yeah, honor. Okay, thank you. And then we have equanimity. Yes, finding this balance. And so the honor here, I'm going to say that there is, with the death card, there was a feeling of it, but I didn't really get it clarified in here. It's sort of also this maybe a week that you want to honor your like ancestors and or past loved ones here. There seem to be almost like they want to connect with you, especially this week, and maybe give you some messages to help you out. So for some of you that is. For others of you, even just doing the work that you're doing, I really want to say this, and it's sort of like doing the work that you're doing is honoring yourself, honoring the family, honoring your past self, honoring your future self. And there's a sense of, but the equanimity is what it sort of like, it really comes into. And then for me, it's the equanimity of like planning the long-term goals, but also being here present now, and also acknowledging the past as well. I'm never saying that like we just tend to either, what I've noticed of most people, and even of myself, we tend to either be in the past in sort of like past mode where we're like regretting or wishing we did something, or living in the past where we're like, yes, that was really awesome, I wish I could stay in that past. Or we are in the future, right? We're always planning, thinking about, I'm like, often very much in the future, also like planning, thinking about what I have to do. Oh my goodness, how do I get to this goal? How do I do this, right? And then there's a sense of like we're missing out on the most important thing, which is the now, and that's the 10 of Cups. This is the now, right now. And so this is the sense of balancing all those three stages in life. Because like all of them are there, but I think the very most important one is the now, because that's the one we're living in the moment, right? Right. Okay. I hope that makes sense. And even in here with the love as well, because it feels like there's something that you need to hear that. Being here and now. Okay, this is the love energy. So ghost sister, lost innocence, stolen youth. And so for some of you, I feel like there's something in the past, because again, the death card there, that keeps kind of calling you back. So it could be an ex-lover, it could be maybe the one that you think got away, like the white buffalo, the one that got away. So you have this, it's sort of like it's haunting you a little bit. And so I feel like maybe honoring, and yeah, I like that, honoring that connection. And what I mean by that is like acknowledging what you gained from it, like what you learned from it. Maybe it was a painful connection, but what you learned from it, how you grew from it, and then sort of letting it go. Because I feel like there's a need for peace here coming through here. All right, this is your affirmation for for the week, and this is I love you affirmations by Gifted Soul 777, and this is Single Sisters by Beloved Tarot, Beloved Crystals, and this is my magical site. And so each of these guys you can find on Etsy. So I am a boss. Yes, you are a boss. And what are you a boss of, though? Like, are you a boss of, like, what do you want to be a boss of? And that's sort of like what I want to say. Do you want to be a boss of being happy? I actually want you to be a boss of being happy, and of finding the joy in the everyday, joy in the everyday. Yeah, I'm actually going to stop there. And like, I am a boss of finding a joy of every day. everyday joys. I'm about finding everyday joys. I like that one a lot for you because I think that's what I'm seeing for this week. It's very important for you to be present. So I hope you like this reading. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and please do consider subscribing. I'm doing something totally different, which is I'm polling. Basically, you're creating the content. I'm giving you different options, and I'm polling it, and people are voting. My wonderful friends are voting to see what readings you want me to put. I want you to choose the content that you like, because that's what it's all about, right? So hopefully you do that, and also the January personal reading giveaway sign up stuff will be in the community post soon, so please be on the lookout for that. And then just put enter on that community post. As I'm you're gonna see a lot of community posts coming forward, so that's sort of, if you want that would be subscribing to the channel. I'm gonna that's how you and I are gonna communicate, or you can write in the comments too, but I've already told you about my I call it the comment paralysis, in terms of I want to write something amazing, awesome, not just thank you. So I get I overthink it, and then I'm just oh my goodness, so I just give a little heart. I never know what to say. Yeah, I'm sorry. Anyways, thank you so much for being here, for listening to me jabber. And sending you a giant hug, and have a super awesome week. And until I see you in the next one, bye-bye, my dear friends. My friends from group 3. Oh my goodness. Can we say door to romance? Oh yeah. So this is what's happening with you this week, my friends. Okay. So what I'm seeing here is that there is potential, and I want to say romance, but I also want to say just potential for heart fulfillment. But my friends, we have been locking ourselves out, my friends. So we're locking our whether it's some desire for some of you. For us, it might just be actually blocking our heart for new love to come in. We have the key. The key is available, but are you going to unlock it? It seems like it's a good opportunity to do it. It's a good time for you to do it. And so, like I said, this could definitely be about romance and opening up your heart to new potentials of romance coming here. And I also want to say, but it's also, for me, it's sort of the opportunities to open yourself up to new joys that are coming through. What fun kind of things are coming. I want to say adventures for y'all. Okay, and this is the energy oracle. And this is done by Hay House. And then we have strength. My friends, we have strength. We have the Ace of Swords. And then we have the Sun energy. And that's the Sun energy here, what I'm talking about with this new potential. I do have noticing that you have two major arcana, a group two also had two major arcana on there. But I'm going to say the focus of the reading here is really this Ace of Swords. This Ace of Swords means there's sort of a clarity coming through. It's sort of you understand something. And I feel for you, the understanding is this guiding here, the door to romance, is that you're willing to open your heart. And like I said, it doesn't necessarily just mean about love. I almost feel opening your heart to new things that can bring you joy and that you love. And so it could be creative projects, sort of you're yes, this is the important thing. This is guiding you. Sort of the Ace of Swords is guiding you to your true north. Now what I'm seeing here with the Strength card, and I'm going to say it's beautiful, but you have strong, but I'm feeling that some of you have this little bit of pricklies. You've been in defending mode, and that's what I'm seeing here with this locked heart and locked in the cage, because it's sort of you can get out of the cage. But I do see that the flowers are coming, and it sort of reminds me of this. So I feel you're ready to blossom into this new, into a new you, into this acknowledging that strength doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have all the defenses up. Sorry, man. I'm not telling you this, but there was a certain one of my kitties likes for me to play fetch with him. But what I do see here, okay, so I'm actually going to say that sometimes life is going to throw you an opportunity in your way And you can either choose to ignore your like little buddy who wants to play, or you can grab the opportunity and go for it. And I feel like that's what I'm seeing here. You are, because you're understanding something. It's sort of like you come to terms to something with you're like, I'm ready for the new phase in my life. You're mentally ready. You're definitely, I feel like that's what you're going through here. You're ready for something even better. And guess what happens when you even just think about that and say those words out loud? Boom! The universe right there gives you the fun, the happiness, the joy. There's something about sunflowers. Sunflowers actually bend towards the sun, which I actually love that. I like, because you're always like looking for that joy. And it's like that's where it's guiding you here. So that's what I'm seeing here for you. And I feel like you're blossoming. Yes, it's okay if you were hurt in the past and you have a little bit of defenses, but like still show those beautiful flowers, even if it is. Be a little gentler if you can, like, or explain to others. Maybe you like let them know. It's like, hey, I was hurt, so let's like, it doesn't. It could be in many different ways. It could be like, hey, this is a project. So even to yourself, explain it to yourself. It's like I was hurt. This project didn't turn out the way I liked it, and it hurt me in terms of like I felt disappointed. Even acknowledging those things that we have. When we acknowledge our own, we acknowledge our feelings, I have to say. We don't usually acknowledge our feelings. We usually push them back because we don't like it. It's true. It's like, if you ever like kind of like binge watch, not because it's just the joy, because you're like, oh my goodness, I'm really into it, but rather because you didn't want to think about something. That's sort of like, and you think that you're feeling the feeling. No, the uncomfortableness is that you're not. So I feel like you are. There's so much growth here. This week is so beautiful because I can see you finally unlocking your heart, finally stepping into opportunities. And it could be in terms of love with the romance there, but it also feels like it's sort of like you're letting your heart lead you somewhere amazing, and it will be amazing. Let's go ahead and see what we also have here. We have the moon angel. And we have transformation. Yes, we are transforming, right? Look, we have this transformation. I love that the moon is there twice, because the moon, what I'm seeing here, and you have the balance of the moon with the sun. The moon here is, I want to say that, like I said, the feelings that we have been suppressing. They're like we've been kind of pushing them down, and the moon angel is letting you clear them all out. I love that, because it's sort of like you're finally releasing those emotions, and even maybe acknowledging those emotions, those feelings, those things that are like the things that we don't want to acknowledge. We often don't want to acknowledge what we deem negative emotions. They're like, like we felt like disappointment or failure, or we felt anger, jealousy, envy. Those are all emotions, but most of us don't want to acknowledge those because we deem them bad. But in not acknowledging and not feeling them, they're just like kind of going in, but they're still there. The only way to let them is to release them and have them transform. So I feel like you're transforming your emotions. You're transforming whatever it is in the past that has hurt you in those pricklies. You're blossoming. Oh, so beautiful. And I love that you're transforming. I want to see this. I almost feel like you have the support of the angels here. Those are all the angels helping you transform. So beautiful. And there's a lot of angel energy coming through here. Love this. So also focusing on the moon, friends. Using the moons to help, the moon's phases to help you with clearing of certain things. I feel like when the full moon comes, it's a good time for you to maybe write down all the things you want to let go. So you can start over. Here we go. So this is the love energy here in closet, watching, hiding, jumping, scared. Yes, and look at that. I'm sorry. This is the Spacious Tarot. This is my magical site oracle. This is the Salem Sisters by Love and Tarot, Love and Crystals, and you can find all these cards in Etsy here. The closet, watching, hiding, jumping. And you've been in the closet, right? You've been hiding. Look at that. And it's so perfect. It's so perfect with the door to romance, or the door, like your heart is opening. It's sort of like you've been hiding. Yes, you have been, and there's no shame in that. You weren't ready, but you are ready now. You're ready to jump out of that closet. You're ready to jump out of that cage and allow yourself to have the true happiness that you deserve and you want. Love this. And it's you wouldn't think it's a big week, but it is. It is. It is letting yourself find that truth and following it through. You have a lot more power than you. That strength card is always a reminder. You have a lot more power than you give yourself. And by being prickly and having the defenses, that's not necessarily power. It's sort of that is actually coming from fear. Where is this? Whatever action, always ask yourself, where is this action coming from? Is it coming from fear, or is it coming from joy? Is it coming from, again, fear, or is it coming from love? Is it coming, because fear is overwhelming, all those things. most what we deem negative emotions comes from a fear. That's really the underlying thing here. We're fear of missing out. If we see it's fear of not being happy, fear of something, but it's the fear there. And so you're ready, you're coming out of that fear closet and you're moving into this door of romance, door of potential. I love it, love it, love it. You have a lot of doors, my friends, and so this is your affirmation, and this is Love You Affirmations by Gifted Soul 777. And when opportunity knocks, I will open the door. Yeah, when opportunity knocks, I will open the door. And I feel like, look at that, Three of Cups. You're opening the door, and I love that, because that's exactly what you need to do. Opening yourself, and it's not only just the door; it's sort of your heart. That's the metaphor here. So lovely. I love it, love it, love it. Thank you so much for being here. I am so appreciative. I am so grateful I get to read your cards. Such lovely energy. I wish I could give you a giant hug. Well, take my energetic hug. I know sometimes we were hurt in the past, and so we put up those walls. I really do understand it. But I also feel that our energy is changing and transforming, and you're ready to open up your beautiful heart and open up your life to new adventures and possibilities. And I feel that as well. It's sort of like those walls are coming down, tumbling down, and I'm very good, and I'm glad about that. Because it's time, it really is. I want to say that in case nobody else, I told you, I'm very proud of you for that shift, that change. It's very courageous. So please do give it a thumbs up if you want to, and also if you do want to, please do consider subscribing. I am doing a whole new thing where I put the poll, I poll, and you get to vote on the content that we are having in this channel. I want that this channel is for you. That's what I want it to be. So do consider subscribing for that. And there's also going to be the January personal reading giveaway. I'm going to be putting that post up, so you can enter. You can put it and comment and put enter, and you can be entered into it for all my subscribers. And just thank you so much. I'm just so happy. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. I'm sending you so much love and so much light. And until I see you in the next one, bye bye, my dear friends.